All right, guys. Hey, thank you for joining me today. Hitting on three good topics. First topic is my back. God dang it, that son of a gun. I've been going for 18 years to the chiropractor, taking good care of it. And this last month has just been a son of a gun. There's a lot of days I looked like a 90-year-old dairy guy, just hobbling around, half bent over, couldn't straighten up. It was hurting. And spent Saturday and Sunday and Monday in bed. I couldn't really get out of bed. Monday was the first day I could even attempt to get out and about. Yeah, son of a bucket. That wasn't funny. That hurt so bad. That wasn't even funny. The wife had to help me get dressed on Saturday and Sunday, or at least put some shorts and a t-shirt on so I could move around the house. Did some x-rays on Monday at the doctor, at the chiropractor there, and everything looks good for my spine health, and everything's in good shape other than the last vertebrae right above your tailbone. There's not much cartilage left there. They're trying to fuse. No big deal other than the fact that then the hole that your nerve cords come out of your spinal cord, they come out of your spine and then down your legs. Them holes are a little bit smaller than they should be because them two are too close together. So any little inflammation and irritation, I notice it on a big scale because them nerves are actually being pinched. And so that's why when my back goes out, I get vertigo. I get nauseous, and just like you're on the kids' ride at the fair way too long, you're puking, and it's nasty. It's out of both ends. It's nasty. And that's why a tiny little bit of out of adjustment for me goes to such a scale of pain and discomfort, because them nerves are just literally being pinched. But everything looks good other than that, and so I'm supposed to just take it easy and start doing some walks every morning. So starting this morning, I got up, and went around the block and just kind of stretched out, took it slow, concentrated on proper walking, not just power walking it, but just take slow, have a good even stride and stuff like that. Soybeans. That's enough about that subject. That's all I got to say about that. Next subject, sound like Bagwell Farms there for a second. Soybeans. After today, we have 2 weeks of wet weather in front of us, and who knows, forecasts can change. But as of today, I'd rather combine 18% moisture beans on a decent, it's 40, man, it's like 43, 44 degrees. It is nice outside. The sun would really help. But I'd rather do 18% beans on a day like today with a slight drizzle coming through every few minutes than do 18% beans in November when it's snow coming through like last year. And so these beans I'm combining now, they're going to be just going home to the storage bin and just sit there till until Brazil runs out and China needs more beans still. So they'll sit there for the winter, or until I need the space for corn probably. But yeah, anyhow, so it's 18%. I'm just out here looking at the beans here. I'll spin you around. So I just walking behind the combine. I did the first round was the other day, so I just did a round this morning, and I'm looking in at the edge of this pass to make sure I'm not running beans over my walker. And there's a couple random ones, so I can try tightening down that concave. Right now I got it set pretty much like I would for oats or wheat. The concave's pretty dang close, and I got it up there, 900 RPM. The pods, they're leathery. There's no doubt about it. When you can roll a pod like that in your hand to get it to open up, that's tough combining, and they're rubbery. They didn't click over. They just kind of bend over, so they feed in the head very poorly. It's tough. It's tough going, but like I said, I'd rather have tough going now than in November. And but yeah, so that's the plan. I'll just get a couple more loads today, and at least I get a couple more loads in the bin. I don't know, sometimes it's like, why bother? Just wait till it's good going. But we don't know when that good going is. For all we know, in 2 weeks it might just open up and have an awesome second half of October, just be sunny and dry and perfect conditions, and that'll be great. But until that happens, I'm just going to keep taking my time and keep plugging away. And so yeah, that's that. And then I get up here some. And the new farm truck. The old one will go on to Craigslist. But yeah, it's a 2015 3500 chassis cab. And so you can see that monster frame back there. Holy cow, that is a heavy, heavy frame. I like the chassis cabs because the flatbed, the bed is actually a little higher than the bed on my other 1-ton, but it's a lot lower than if you put a flatbed on a regular 1-ton, because the frame on these chassis cabs is straight, and they're at industry standards. So, you know, this is I have 110 or 100 and, yeah, I think I have 110 inches here of actual bed space. It's supposed to be 10 feet from back of cab to the end. But I like it. And then with the cab chassis, your toolboxes are deep. They're really deep going way in there. And so it's nice, good quality bed. I like this bed out of Moorhead, Minnesota. 68,000 miles on the truck, so we still got warranty. And we got to use it on a service call already with Dad, and so it worked great. I got to get my slip tank mounted up and then move my toolbox. So we got another service call tomorrow, so we'll get the welder loaded up and some other stuff. But yeah, big toolboxes. I like that. Next year I'll put some air ride on the rear end, some helper springs, and that compressor can just go in here. Yeah, it's got the gooseneck ball already under there. I like the flatbed. It's a good heavy bed, you know, with some D-rings. As a guy needs to, you can tack down more D-rings as you use the truck more. I also like, so we weren't really truck shopping. We were looking for the wife's car. We knew we were going to upgrade trucks next summer, not right now. And we ran across this one in Mora, and god dang it. We got looking at it, we test drove it, and he's like, well, we ran the financing and I got approved, and he's like, you want to take it today? And we're like, well, I don't know. And he lopped a big chunk off the price, and we're like, deal. It was not, I've seen he had brand new half tons on the lot that costed more than this then. But with the chassis cab, there's other advantages as well that I liked. So it's a Laramie inside, and I really like how they did this. Let me get that key out of there. So like Ford, you know, you got auxiliary switches, so they're programmable, so you can be battery or ignition power. And then you can move the fuse around. So number one, I'll make for my slip tank, so the big fuse is on number one, and then just program it so number one is on with battery power, so I don't have to have the ignition running. I can power up my slip tank right now, and I can shut my slip tank off, so I don't have to worry about people stealing fuel. You know, if you wire them in live, there's a lot of, I think there's three, there's a USB port, and I think that might be for the radio. I'm not sure, because you can put a card in there, a memory, one of them memory cards, USB and an auxiliary, another 12-volt power, another USB, another 12-volt, and then 115-volt for like charging cordless tools type thing. And such an awesome work truck. They got so much storage. So, you know, one USB is charging my phone, the other USB is my work light, and you got a nice little storage tray there. You got storage here, you got storage under here. pretty typical Dodge, you know. They really, the doors got nice storage with molded cup holders in there. The rear, just like all the other Dodges, you flip this up, you got flat storage there that you can do this across the whole thing, and then you also got storage here under both the whole thing. So it, you know, it's a work. Yeah, it's a luxury car interior, so the wife and I get to use it as our Sunday car as well until we get her a car. But it's a nice, you know, it's an awesome work truck. So we're gonna start pulling wagon with it here and see how it works out. I'm super happy. I'm super happy and excited because this is what I was gonna build out of my other truck. I was gonna get a dual wheel conversion, and I was gonna find a flatbed, and I was actually thinking about stretching the frame out so I could have a 10-foot flatbed. And then you know, we started thinking about that, all that money, and you know, right out of pocket this year. And it's like, God dang, for the money I would have stuck into the old one, I could have paid off that much debt, which would then paid this truck payment. So for the same money, in a roundabout way, we got a truck with warranty and a nice heavy flatbed. I just got to call the company to see what they have for hooking up a fifth wheel plate if we ever want to borrow mom and dad's camper trailer. And then I got to do a quick little notch. This plate here just has to get notched a little bit so my spring cushion can fit there. That spring cushion hitch, that sure spoiled me, because that spring cushion hitch rides so nice. The backup camera is right here, and you see it on the center console when you back up. So hooking up to a wagon is a dream. It is so nice. But yeah, you know, the toolbox is lockable. Good rubber, nice rubber seals around everything. We drove it through a rainstorm. That's the only door that doesn't have them springs. These big heavy over center springs to hold the door shut. So I can just let go and it's shut. It's lockable. I don't have to worry about nothing. The def so far. I'll never touch the mileage on my 03. Let's be honest. An 03 with 200,000 miles, there isn't another truck in the world that's going to touch that for mileage. You add another 1,500 pounds of truck weight, dual wheels, and a headache rack. I can't touch it for mileage, but I can blow its doors off for towing ability and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. We got a nice heavy work truck that we can keep on customizing and whatnot. And so I got the programmer ordered, the ones we sell, the Ag Power modules, because one, you don't have to worry about emissions. You can leave all the emission stuff on. Two, if I take it into Dodge, since it's an after the ECU thing, it doesn't reflash the ECU. When they hook it up to their computer, they'll never see it. And if I'm really worried about it, I just take it off, and it's a 10-minute install and it's a 10-minute uninstall. And so yeah, I like it. It's got a engine brake. It's got the 6-speed auto, that heavy ASN auto. It's PTO ready, or the transmission, can be PTO on it. So if I really wanted to, I could put a generator or a hydraulic pump or something, or both, off that transmission. And that works good. If we ever changed bodies or added a hoist or something, yeah. So I'm happy. I'm happy. It rides like an absolute dream. It rides like an absolute dream. And if we're gonna spend the next few years, I can save a lot of wear and tear on the 4640 of running down $6,000 worth of rubber by using the pickup and one wagon until we get a semi in a couple years. Over the next few years, we're going to be moving a lot of hay with the gooseneck for ourselves and for customers, and straw and other grain. It's going to earn its keep real quick. And so yeah, I don't know, that is what it is. But guys, I will let you go there. I'm going to get pulling this wagon home, and get it unloaded and come back for another round. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to figuring out what the next update is going to be for you. Thank you much.